Every story begins somewhere. But some stories begin with a scream the world was never ready to hear. The wind sweeps across a lonely field. Blood stains the earth. The sky darkens as if heaven itself is holding its breath. A man stands trembling, his hands shaking violently. His heartbeat roars louder than the storm gathering above him. He looks down. His brother lies motionless. Eyes open. Lifeless. "What have I done?" he whispers. The words fall like stones into water, disappearing into silence. He stumbles backward, gasping for air. The ground beneath him feels unstable, as if it might swallow him whole. He wants to run. He wants to scream. He wants to undo the last 5 minutes of his life. But time doesn't move backward. Somewhere in the distance, a voice calls his name. Not a human voice. Something older. Something that knows what happened here. His name is Cain. And to understand this moment, this tragedy, this first murder in all of human history, we must go back. Back to where the darkness first began. Welcome to our channel. Please subscribe, like and share for more uncovering of hidden truths from history and scriptural tales. Adam and Eve stand at the edge of paradise, staring at gates that will never open for them again. Behind those gates lies Eden. Perfection. Peace. Everything they lost. Eve cradles her firstborn son in her arms. Cain. The child born into a world already broken. The child who will never walk in the garden his parents once called home. As Cain grows, he hears the stories. Stories of a perfect world. Rivers that sparkled like diamonds. Trees that gave life. A God who walked with them in the cool of the day. But Cain never saw it. He was born outside the gates. Born into thorns and thistles. Born into sweat and struggle. Years pass. Another son is born. Abel. Lighter. Quieter. Peaceful. Cain watches his baby brother sleep and wonders why Abel seems so content. Why Abel smiles so easily. Why everyone says Abel reminds them of Eden. And deep inside Cain's heart, a seed is planted. A tiny seed. Invisible. Silent. But seeds don't stay buried forever. The brothers grow up side by side. Cain teaches Abel how to plant seeds, how to feel the soil, how to read the sky for rain. Abel teaches Cain how to guide sheep, how to speak gently, how to find peace in stillness. They laugh together. Wrestle in the fields. Chase each other under the sun. But Cain begins to notice things. Small things at first. The way people's faces light up when Abel enters a room. The way Eve touches Abel's shoulder and says, "You remind me of Eden." The way Adam nods with approval when Abel speaks. Cain pretends not to hear. Pretends it doesn't sting. Pretends it doesn't matter. But it does matter. One evening, after a long day of work, Cain sits alone watching the sunset. His hands are blistered from plowing. His back aches. He's been working since dawn. Abel walks by, clean and smiling, leading his flock home. Someone calls out, "Abel. Such beautiful sheep." Cain looks down at his cracked hands. His dirty clothes. His bruised knees. And comparison, that silent thief, steals another piece of his peace. Months pass. Cain works harder than ever. He wakes before sunrise. He plants. He waters. He prays for rain. But drought hits his crops. The ground cracks. Plants wither. Nothing grows the way it should. Meanwhile, Abel's flock multiplies. His sheep are healthy. Strong. Everyone marvels at Abel's blessing. Cain doesn't understand. He's working just as hard. Maybe harder. So why is Abel prospering while he struggles? At night, lying awake, Cain hears whispers. At first, he thinks it's the wind. But the wind doesn't speak in sentences. "You'll never be enough. He's the favorite. You're forgotten." Cain presses his hands over his ears. But the whispers don't come from outside. They come from within. From a place he can't silence. Frustration turns to bitterness. Bitterness turns to resentment. Resentment begins to harden into something darker. Something unseen watches. Something ancient and patient. It knows what seeds grow in soil like this. And then came the day everything changed. The day of the offering. The day arrives when both brothers bring offerings to God. It's a sacred moment. A moment to honor the Creator. To say thank you for life, for breath, for another day. Cain gathers fruits from his field. Some are bruised. Some are fresh. He carries them in his arms, his heart heavy with expectation. Abel selects the best of his flock. The firstborn. The strongest. He brings it with reverence, with care. They stand side by side. Two brothers. Two offerings. Fire from heaven descends like lightning. It consumes Abel's offering in a blaze of light. The flames rise high, bright, unmistakable. A sign of acceptance. Cain watches. His offering sits untouched. Cold. Ignored. Silence hangs in the air like smoke. Cain's hands tremble. His throat tightens. He can't breathe. He looks at Abel, then at his own offering, then back at the fire still glowing over Abel's sacrifice. Is mine not good enough? He whispers. No answer comes. Just the crackling of dying embers. Just the weight of rejection pressing down on his chest. But heaven wasn't done speaking to Cain. Not yet. Cain walks away, fists clenched, jaw tight. His vision blurs. Anger surges through him like fire in his veins. He doesn't want to cry. He doesn't want to feel this small. Then a voice stops him. Not loud. Not harsh. Gentle. But impossible to ignore. Cain. He freezes. Why are you angry? Why is your face downcast? Cain says nothing. His heart pounds. The voice continues, calm and steady. If you do what is right, will you not be accepted? But if you do not do what is right, sin is crouching at your door. It desires to have you. But you must rule over it. The words hang in the air. Cain hears them. Understands them. Feels the weight of them. Sin. Crouching. Like a beast at the door. Waiting. Watching. Ready to pounce. But Cain doesn't answer. He doesn't pray. He doesn't ask for help. He just walks away. He believes he can outrun this voice. This warning. This moment. But the voice follows him. Everywhere he goes. Every step. Every breath. Days pass. Cain avoids Abel. Avoids conversation. Avoids eye contact. But Abel notices. One afternoon, Abel approaches him in the field. Brother, are you all right? Cain snaps. Why do you care? Abel flinches. I just want to help. Help? Cain's voice rises. You think you're so perfect, don't you? Always chosen. Always loved. Always approved. Abel's eyes widen. Cain, that's not. I see the way they look at you. Cain shouts. I see how God looks at you. And me? Nothing. I'm nothing. Abel reaches out. Brother, please. I want you to be lifted too. I want. Stop. Cain steps back, trembling. Just stop. He storms away, leaving Abel standing alone in the field, confused and heartbroken. That night, Cain doesn't sleep. He stares at the ceiling. His chest feels tight. His thoughts spiral. And the whispers return. Louder this time. Darker. You'll never be chosen, not while he lives. Night after night, Cain lies awake. Sweat drips down his face. His heart races. The whispers grow clearer, sharper, more insistent. He's the reason you're forgotten. Remove him, and you'll finally be seen. You deserve better. Cain presses his hands to his ears. Stop. 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 But the voice doesn't stop. It wraps around his thoughts like chains. It feeds on his pain. His jealousy. His fear of being invisible. Shadows move in his room. Or maybe it's just his imagination. He can't tell anymore. Reality and darkness blur together. He grips his chest, gasping for air. Fear mixes with rage. Rage mixes with desperation. I can't do this anymore, he whispers into the darkness. The whisper responds. Then end it. Cain's eyes go wide. His breath catches. End it. He shakes his head. No. He wouldn't. He couldn't. But the voice has already made its home inside him. Settled in. Taken root. And once a thought is planted, it's only a matter of time before it grows. Morning comes. Cain walks through the fields with hollow eyes. He watches Abel from a distance. Studies him. Observes patterns. Timing. Moments when Abel is alone. His mind rehearses lines he hasn't spoken yet. Come with me, brother. Let's talk. Just the two of us. He imagines the conversation. The confrontation. The release of all this pain he's been carrying. But somewhere deep inside, he knows this isn't just about talking. This is about something darker. Something final. Cain's hands tremble. His heart wars with itself. Part of him screams, stop. Don't do this. Another part whispers, you have no choice. This is the only way. He watches Abel laugh with their father. Watches him tend the sheep with care. Watches him live in peace while Cain drowns in torment. And the plan solidifies. Not fully formed. Not entirely conscious. But there. It only needed one moment. One invitation. One step into the field. The next day, Cain approaches Abel. His face is calm. Too calm. He forces a smile. Abel, let's go out to the field. Just us. I want to talk. Abel looks up, surprised. Hopeful. Of course, brother. I've been wanting to talk too. They walk together in silence. The sun hangs low in the sky. Birds scatter from the trees. The wind stills, as if the world is holding its breath. Abel glances at Cain. I've missed this. Us. Together. Cain doesn't respond. His jaw is clenched. His fists are tight. His heart pounds so loudly he's sure Abel can hear it. They reach the middle of the field. Isolated. Alone. No witnesses. Just two brothers and the sky. Abel stops walking. Turns to face Cain. Brother, what did you want to say? Cain stares at him. His mind screams. His chest heaves. The whispers roar in his ears. Now. Do it now. But as the silence deepens, Cain's heart grows louder than the voice. Why? Cain erupts, his voice cracking. Why are you always the favorite? Always chosen. Always loved. Abel steps back, startled. Cain, I. And me? Cain's chest heaves. I work. I pray. I try. And I get nothing. Nothing. Tears stream down his face. Years of pain pour out in a flood. Do you know what it's like? To feel invisible? To feel like you don't matter? To watch everyone adore you while I disappear? Abel reaches for him, his own eyes filled with tears. Cain, please. I never wanted. Don't touch me. Cain shoves him back. Abel stumbles but steadies himself. His voice is soft, trembling. Brother? I love you. I don't want this. I want us to. But Cain isn't listening anymore. The rage has taken over. The whispers have won. His breathing becomes ragged. His vision narrows. His hands shake. And then the voice inside him whispers one final command. End it. Time slows. Cain's hand finds a stone. Heavy. Cold. His fingers wrap around it. Abel's eyes widen. Cain, no. With a tortured scream that rips from the deepest part of his soul, Cain strikes. Abel falls. The earth trembles. The sky darkens. Birds flee. The wind dies. Abel lies on the ground, blood pooling beneath him. He looks up at Cain, his face not filled with anger, but with sorrow. With love. Brother. He whispers. And then the light fades from his eyes. Cain drops the stone. His hands are covered in blood. His brother's blood. He falls to his knees, gasping, shaking violently. No, no, no. The field is silent. Supernaturally silent. As if all of creation just witnessed something it was never meant to see. Cain stares at his hands. At his brother. At the irreversible horror of what he's done. What have I done? But heaven had heard the cry. And heaven would answer. Cain tries to hide the body. His hands shake as he drags Abel into the brush. He covers him with branches, dirt, anything he can find. But he can't stop shaking. Can't stop hearing Abel's final word. Brother. A chilling wind rises. The air grows heavy. Oppressive. Then a voice. The same voice from before. But this time, there's no gentleness. Only sorrow. Cain. He freezes. His blood turns to ice. Where is your brother Abel? Cain's heart pounds. His mouth is dry. He can barely speak. I don't know. Silence. Then, with defiance born from terror, he adds, Am I my brother's keeper? The wind swirls. The sky darkens further. Shadows deepen. Cain realizes, too late, that he just lied to the God who sees everything. Who knows everything. The world seems to darken around him. And then came the truth Cain could not outrun. God's voice thunders. Not in anger. But in sorrow deeper than the ocean. What have you done? Cain's knees buckle. Your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground. The words hit like a physical blow. Cain collapses, hands covering his face. He can't breathe. Can't think. The weight of what he's done crashes down on him all at once. Blood cries out. The ground remembers. Heaven knows. There is no hiding. No escape. No undoing. For the first time, Cain sees himself clearly. Not as the victim. Not as the forgotten son, but as the one who destroyed the very thing he claimed to love. He destroyed his brother. He destroyed himself. Tears pour down his face. He sobs into the dirt. I didn't mean to. I didn't. I just. But there are no words. No excuses. No way to make this right. The verdict is coming. And it will change Cain's life forever. God's voice echoes across the field. Now you are under a curse. You are driven from the ground, which opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hand. When you work the ground, it will no longer yield its crops for you. You will be a restless wanderer on the earth. Cain's entire identity shatters in that moment. The ground he worked. The soil he tilled. The only thing he knew how to do. Cursed. He screams. My punishment is more than I can bear. Today you are driving me from the land. I will be hidden from your presence. I will be a restless wanderer. And whoever finds me will kill me. Fear floods him. Not just of exile. Not just of loneliness. But of revenge. Of justice. Of death. He falls to his knees, broken. Destroyed. And then, something unexpected happens. Something no one saw coming. God speaks again. And his words are stunning. Not so. Anyone who kills Cain will suffer vengeance 7 times over. Cain looks up, confused. Tears stream down his face. Then the Lord places a mark on Cain. A mysterious sign. A divine seal of protection. Cain stares at his hands, now marked. Why? He whispers. After what I did, why would you protect me? The voice is quiet now. Almost tender. Because even judgment carries mercy. Cain weeps. Not tears of relief. But tears of realization. He is marked. Cursed. Exiled. But not destroyed. Not abandoned. Not forgotten. The ground beneath him holds the memory of his brother's blood. But the mark on his body holds the memory of God's mercy. Justice and protection. Punishment and grace. Both true. Both real. Cain rises slowly. His legs barely hold him. He looks back one last time at the field where everything changed. And then he takes his first step into the unknown. Cain walks away from everything he knew. Away from his family. Away from his home. Away from the only life he ever had. He is marked. Broken. Haunted by what he's done. But strangely, impossibly, protected. He journeys east of Eden, into a land called Nod. The land of wandering. The land of exile. As he walks, the narrator's voice returns, soft and reflective. Sometimes the first murder isn't the end of a story, but the beginning of a lesson written in blood, sorrow, and mercy. Cain looks back one last time. Not as a monster, but as a man who learned too late the cost of an unchecked heart. The cost of jealousy left to grow. The cost of ignoring divine warnings. The cost of believing lies whispered in darkness. He disappears into the wilderness, carrying the weight of his choices. Carrying the mark of both judgment and grace. And the ground kept the memory. The blood still cried out. Not for revenge. But as a witness. So we would never forget.